else's prayers get answered except yours. You're wondering why everybody around you seems to be able to just say one prayer, one manifestation, journaling, one affirmation, and they have the life of their dreams, right? You are wondering why you're just like left behind. Like you're going through the Rolodex in your brain of like, okay, did I do too many sins? Did I what did I do to deserve my life, right? Like I want a different life. I feel like I'm a good person. I feel like I do great things for other people. I'm always there for other people. And it just seems like God is just not answering my prayers and delivering my desires and wanted manifestations and things like that. So here's the thing. I am going to give you the answer right now, and you're going to want to listen because I'm going to really unlock some things for you, and you probably can massively change your life in the next 50 days up until the end of the year, and really start 2024 off with a serious bang and a transformative mindset. So a lot of times, and you got to be honest with yourself, how many times does something happen, or you're looking around your life and you maybe you're praying, maybe you're journaling, maybe you're just talking to yourself, maybe you're talking to a friend, a family member, a trusted person, whatever. And you're like, I really want these things. God, please give me these things. I feel like I deserve them. Let me be a vessel for you. Whatever religion, whatever, it doesn't matter. If you don't have a religion, it doesn't matter. If you could even count it as talking to yourself. So how many times have you done that? So let's just say, for example, let me put this into a real life scenario. So say you are wanting to manifest a new career. You want to manifest a new career, and you're in a job you don't like. You're not making enough money. You hate waking up every day and going to this job, but you still go to it, right? So you get off work, you go to happy hour, or you get off work, you get on Netflix, or you get off work and you just snuggle up under your, I don't know, let's just say you have a spouse, or you just focus on, lounging around with your kids, right? So that's just what you do, right? Because that's what you're used to your routine being. But then yet you're praying like, God, please open another door. Please, I would like to live a different, my days, I hate when I wake up. Like my days are just not aspirational to wake up. Like, what can I do? So say you say that prayer, or you just tell yourself that, like, I really want a different life. I really want a different career path. But then you go and you literally, the very next moment, you do the very same things that you've been doing to be in the position that you're in right now. Let me explain further. So sometimes what God does is, or even your mind, right? Like even if you ask it a question like, how can I get another job? Like, how can I shift my reality? Or if you talk to God, how can I, like, what do I need to do, God? Like it doesn't matter who you're asking the question to. How many times have you done that and then not done the very next thing that you need to do that moves you toward that new reality? So I've seen several people do it. I've been there myself before. A lot less these days, I can say that, but I've been there before. And where you do that, but then you go back to scrolling on Instagram. You say the prayer, but then you go back to turning on Netflix. You say the prayer, but then you go back to, hey, what's up? Let's meet at whatever for happy hour. You say the prayer, but then you go and you call your friend and you gossip for 2 or 3 hours. So a lot of times God is like, I answered it already. Like I actually answered the prayer before you even asked for it. Like the prayer was already, like I know you, like I'm in you, right? Like you are made in the likeness of me. I'm connected to you. So I already know where you're at. I already know what you're feeling. But when I gave you the call to make a shift, when I nudged you and said, hey, download the audiobook, right? Go online right now and start looking for other jobs. Your new job is sitting right there. You met that person last week that said they may have an opportunity for you. Give them a call right now. Send them an email right now. But instead, what you did was, oh, I'll text them later. I'll call them later. I'll look for jobs later. I'll look for jobs this weekend. I'll sign up for the course next week, next month. So I hope that you're really like, I'm gonna say a couple more points here with this to really like help you understand this and how you can, and I'm gonna give you some solutions to shift this. A lot of times unfortunately, we're so addicted to external stimuli. Okay, external stimuli. What is that? What is external stimuli? We're addicted to social media. We're addicted to wanting to travel. We're addicted to wanting to go to a party. We're addicted to want to go to an event. We're addicted to wanting to get a quick dopamine hit from McDonald's, Burger King. Is there even Burger King anymore? I don't know. But ooh, the sun. The sun's shining on me. But you see what I'm saying? Like, we're so addicted to something external to like hit us up with dopamine, like beam us up, light us up, right? Like just shoot us up. And we're not going within to just kind of quiet ourselves and let the answers, like the answers are always sitting there hovering in this very faint distant quietness of your mind. It's almost like you always know what to really do, but because we're so addicted to stimuli and we're so addicted to like where we're at, this is kind of getting hot. So we're so addicted to where we're at that, you know, our normal routines of, you know, getting on the video game. I don't know, you know, like those little games, like those little brain games, which I think are good for your brain. Like they are good for you. But a lot of women, I feel like I see a lot of women, like they'll play a lot of these like little, I don't know what they're called, but they're just like little games like on your phone, like different apps. And then that's hours and hours of time wasted in your life. I can see if you're doing it for 15, 20 minutes to, you know, to practice for your brain or whatever, but you shouldn't be on it for 2, 3, 4 hours if you don't still sit in that same crusty couch with that same iPhone 8, okay, with that same 2 gigabyte whatever, okay, I don't know, just whatever kind of low Wi-Fi, playing that game, even though you want to lose the weight, even though you want to I really want to be right here, but let's see, I'm gonna go turn right here. I'm gonna turn back around because that was my spot. Hello, good morning, how are you? Okay, I'm gonna go back this way. So the solutions are right there. Okay, they're right there in front of you, but you're so addicted to the stimuli, the external stimuli, that you can't even quiet yourself enough to be able to the answers are just sitting there. You do this is step 1, this is step 2, this is step 3, this is step 4. And so for me, I had that same problem years ago. I was just like, I don't understand. I really don't like my reality. Like, how did I go from how did I go from loving my reality to genuinely like not liking my reality at all? Okay, like what happened? But what I would do was, instead of like really taking the time to make different choices and different changes, what I would do is, what I would do is, I was gonna get out of their way, but that lady is trying to get her children to the school. I really just like this spot. Maybe I should pick a different spot. But what my point is that the stimuli is holding you back. Like the stimuli is going to literally waste your life away. And you got to take your life serious. Like seriously. We take time for granted. So for example, like let me put it into another reality check for you. We're in this moment right now, right? We're in this moment right now. Think 5 years ago, real quick. Just think 5 years ago. 2018, right? Then go back to right now, 2023, and go back to 2018 real quick. Just think about somewhere you were randomly 2018 and go back to 20. Didn't it feel like you literally did the last 5 years within a blink of an eye? Like arguably it was like, it feels like a blink of an eye. So if you are still doing the same exact things you're doing right now, like even after listening to this, if you, or after your prayer, or after your meditation, or after your journaling, or after you have the conversation with someone, if you go and you do the very same things, you're going to do a blink of an eye again and be 5 years from now in 2028, 2027, 2028. And you're going to be like, dang, I remember I was watching that live with Sienna, or the live replay with Sienna, and I blinked and now I'm here again. So I've had moments like, I've had reality checks like that where I'm like, something is off. Like there is a block. There is a blockage in my mind, my aura, my spirit. There's something that I'm not doing, or that I keep doing, that is reinforcing the reality that I'm living in. And then I would see people, you know, blast off to the universe with their businesses and their careers and finding passions that they love. And I would just be like, why am I still sitting here suffering? So one day it just was like, I really got into meditation. It's always been hovering around my life, being, I'm half Punjabi. So my dad, practices Sikhism, and then my mom is Christian. So prayer and meditation has always been hovering around me. So, but my own personal journey with meditation started, years ago, in my adult life though. And I noticed that once I started to adopt a consistent meditative program, it was like all of a sudden I could hear the answers to questions that I was asking myself or God. Like I can physically, like it, not physically, like as if I was like, I'm not seeing a human being in front of me talking, but like, you know, the voice that we all can hear in our head, and it sounds like ourselves most of the time. I could hear that voice saying answers like, do this. Okay, go here. Pick up that book. Don't do that. Don't go there. Okay, now it's time for you to do this. Now it's time for you to quit the job. Now it's time for you to Oh, you know what? You said you weren't going to go to that event. You should go to that event. You're going to meet someone. Like I would start, like the more I was able to calm my mind down and not have so much external stimuli. And we all go through waves with this, right? Like some months were really good with like kind of just like not saying yes to everything, and sometimes we're like, it's like, oh, we need to get back on track. But I noticed that if you can literally quiet your mind, like after you do the prayer, like, and I'm talking like you seriously want to massively change your life. I'm not talking about, oh, well, you know, just like a small little, I don't know, just something small. If you are listening to this and you really want to shift into another reality, like you're going to have to take your life serious and literally do something different the very next moment of your life. So if you usually would go and like start scrolling on social media, don't. If you need to get up and go to the gym, go to the gym. If you need to get up and go on a walk around your community, go on a walk around your community. Okay? If you need to sign up for jobs.com or monsters.com or whatever to get a new job, do that. If you need to get out of the relationship, or you need to sign up for therapy to work on your relationship, it's like the very next thing you should do, like in your life, is to go and do the very thing. Okay. And I think sometimes what we do is we feel like the goal is just so big, like the change feels so big that like we keep pushing it out into the future, because all we're doing is thinking about, okay, I see myself in another career, in a bigger house or with more money, but like, gosh, I just have to do so much to change that. Let me start next month. Whereas when you can like shrink it, chunk it down, I'm going to give you another piece here. So the first one is reduce your external stimuli, really listen to the answers that are coming in when God's like answering your prayer and saying, okay, yeah, I heard you. I already knew you felt like this. So this is what you need to do. Really quiet your mind, really sit in like 5 minutes, 3 minutes of silence, 3 minutes. You can do that. I know you can. 3 minutes of just complete silence, even if you need to drive somewhere, and just kind of park near a park, or park like in an area that you enjoy, and just like close your eyes and even face the car to where like if someone sees you, like someone can't really see you. So you're not like, oh, like thinking about, are people looking at me? You know, go into a safe but like excluded area and just sit for 3 minutes and don't think about anything. As thoughts come in, just let them kind of like float by. Like let your awareness know, like see, okay, you know, thoughts are coming in. I'm starting to have anxiety, or I'm starting to get fidgety, or, you know, drama from last week starting to pop up, and just, you know, be the viewer of that. Like, oh, here's the thought bubble. And like, I'm the awareness, and you just like, oh, okay, you know, that's still bothering me, obviously, but I'm just gonna like let it pass by, right? And then as you just keep doing that practice, then all of a sudden, like the real answers of what you are looking for are right there. It's like they're just like a pot of gold, like at the rainbow, like sitting right there ready for you to pick up. And also with chunking down, what you can do is literally do a 1-year plan, a 6-year plan, a 3-month plan, a 1-month plan, a weekly plan, a daily plan. So start it out like that. Write down everything that you want to do, that you want to change, even if it doesn't even make sense. If you're like, I want to be a professional basketball player, like, even it doesn't matter. Like, it could be a year out. You could just write out anything. Just be imaginative, right? Like, act like you're a kid again. I want to be in the biggest home ever. I want to be completely debt free. I want to have the body of my dreams. I want to have the partner of my dreams, or I want to have the marriage of my dreams, right? Like if you're in a relationship, I want to have a more improved relationship with my kids, like whatever. Write down everything, right? So that's your 1-year plan, or that's your brainstorm. Then start to piece those things, okay? Piece those things and chunk them together. Like, can you do some of those together? Like, oh, can I have the body of my dreams and be debt free? Okay, nah. Okay, well, can I have a better house and be debt free? Okay, yeah, I can probably piece together a financial plan, right? Can I have the body of my dreams and make better eating habits? Okay, yeah, I can, you know, in this brainstorm, I'm going to circle this clump together, right? So now you have these clumps. So now you do your 1-year plan. So that was your brainstorming. You piece together the different chunks in the brainstorm. Now you have your 1-year plan. What are you going to do to get to the 1 year? What would you need to do that? Okay, I'm going to have to cut back on going to the happy hour. I'm going to have to cut back on buying expensive, elaborate gifts for people on their birthdays. It's just going to have to, instead of buying a $500 gift for someone, I'm going to just buy $100 gifts for, you know, it doesn't matter. Like, you know where you put your money. Then see what you could do in 6 months with that, right? So that's your year plan. Okay. So in a year, what would I have to do to achieve that? I'd have to do this. Okay. So now it's 6 months. So you go on another piece of paper that says 6 months. Okay. So what can I do in 6 months to get even closer to that? Right. Then you do the 3 month, the 1 month. So when you're in the 1 month, it gets to be more materialized, right? So the 1 month is, this month, I am only going to go to happy hour 2 times. And I'm going to schedule it when I'm going to allow myself to go. In this next month, I'm going to reduce my social media intake by 5 hours a week. And I'm going to do it by turning off, you know, moving the app somewhere else, hiding the app from myself after 7 p.m., like whatever you need to do, right? Then on a weekly basis, you do the same thing, and it's even more detailed. And then you go down to the daily, like, what do I need to do right now? So when you chunk it down. So what I'm going to do is one day I'm just going to maybe even have like a whiteboard and show you guys what you need to do to actually, it's like a fun exercise you could do for yourself. And then it makes it more real. It makes it more real for yourself. Like, okay, I can actually achieve the body of my dreams if I do this today, right? Like, let me know in the comment. Make sure also to like and subscribe if you made it this far. I'm also been drinking my RYZE Mushroom Coffee. You guys, I'm obsessed with this stuff. I'm not even kidding. I had this every day in Belize. No, not every day. I had it like every other day because I brought, let me see, I literally brought the bag with me because this is how simple it is. So what you can do is you literally take the spoon and scoop it out, dump it in some water, mix it, and you're good to go. You could even like bring some like stevia packs or honey packs with you if you like want to sweeten it. Sometimes I did, sometimes I didn't. But when I was traveling in Belize, sometimes we just didn't have access to coffee. And I was like, you know, I'm not, or just something to like give me a pick me up, just because we didn't really sleep a lot. I was only sleeping on average like 4 to 6 hours. And I'm a very comfortable 8 hour a night person. So I needed it. But RYZE Mushroom Coffee, I'm always talking about it. You always see it in my community tab. You can also click the link in description to tap in with it. You got to get yourself a bag. You can take it with you everywhere. When you put it in water, it mixes really, really well. It dissolves really, really well. And it's less than half of the caffeine. Okay, so I've been on a journey this year of like getting rid of caffeine in my diet, but then there's just some days where I like a little boost, right? So that's what I've been doing with the RYZE Mushroom Coffee, and it helps you with your concentration, your focus, and your gut health. Okay, so this is like an all-in-one type of deal. So I've been drinking this. Anyways, so those, I hope those tips, you know, help you out. I hope that answers why you feel like your prayers haven't been answered. It's because they already were answered and you just weren't listening. They already were answered, but you just weren't tapped in. They already were answered, but your mind is too loud to listen to what you need to do. Because it's not like God is a genie that's just going to drop like a wish right in front of you. That does happen sometimes. That has happened. I think in everyone's life, there's just like that one or two times where you're like, I can't even believe that this like manifested out of nowhere. Like I didn't ask for, like, what did I do to deserve that blessing? Like that was out of nowhere. That does happen. And I think sometimes like we hone in on those moments where we're like, oh man, like why do miracles just happen to them? Those things are blessings and gifts from God, and they're going to continue to happen if you're open to them, if you believe that they can happen. But I think that we are on earth to experience and learn. Like that's what life is. It's made up of a bunch of moments of experiments and learning opportunities. And then once you achieve it or once you accomplish it, it's like we're on to the next one. Like I've literally never seen, I haven't met anyone in my life that's like achieved something and then they go on top of a mountain and sit on a golden throne and say, like, I'm done, I've achieved it, so I'm just going to sit here and stare off into the sunset until I'm dead. Like there's just always another level. There's always another learning. There's always another evolving, you know, you evolve to another level. So I think that it's important to just like kind of be comfortable with that and know that life is literally at your fingertips. It is in your control. You just have to be willing to make the tiny incremental changes. And this is what happens. This is another huge thing. And I hope that you're listening to me, because this is a good, it just hit me. So this is the thing. The amazing thing about chunking things down is that when you do the thing that you're supposed to do that day, then you do it the next day, and then you do it the next day, and then you do it the next day. What happens is it compounds on itself. It compounds on itself. So you're thinking, oh man, I'm going to have to do that same thing for 100 days straight. What happens is it's like you do it for 3 weeks straight, and the blessings start to compound. So like, say for example, you're like on a weight loss journey and you make those changes. You're like, okay, so today I'm just going to have less sugar. Okay, today I'm just not going to eat super late right before I go to sleep. Okay, today I'm going to do intermittent fasting. Okay, today I'm going to really pay attention to my portion sizes. So you make those little tiny changes, tiny moments, tiny decisions. And then all of a sudden, 3 weeks from now, 4 weeks from now, you like all of a sudden like look way less inflamed. Like just boom. Like you wake up and you're like, look in the mirror and you're like, whoa. Like, is it my day today? Like what happened? Or was it, what moisturizer did I use last night? No, it's those tiny plans, they compounded on each other to where you like you jump to another level. So now it's like what people do is too with those compounded moments, they'll see that they actually like made a change, and then they'll go revert back. So that's why it's hard for people to massively do a complete change in their life, because they go back when they see those tiny little wins. Instead of like continuing the discipline, they'll go backwards. So if you could just continue, so if you're like, okay, cool, all right, I'm less inflamed. I think I got my flow going with, you know, paying attention to my portion sizes and not eating super late at night and drinking more water. And yeah, I'm still having pasta here and there, but you know, I'm still having a green juice to where, you know, my digestion is better. And, you know, now, okay, you know what, let me see if I can get even tighter, right? Like, why don't I like not have any sweets for this week? Like, I know I can do it. Let me just, you know, let me stretch myself a little bit. And then you do that again. And all of a sudden in 6 weeks, 8 weeks, now you're starting to see some muscle definition. Like even me, like, see like that like shoulder definition. I literally like woke up one day and like it just was there. I was like, first of all, I wasn't really trying to get that. But like, because I've been doing my arm exercises and because I do kickboxing, it was just like all of a sudden one day I just was like, whoa, like this little thing right here, like, what is it? This, I wasn't necessarily trying to work for that, by the way. I just was trying to like get used to like working out my upper body. And then all of a sudden, like this was starting to come through and I was like, it seemed like I had been doing arm exercises. And then this just like, boom, was like super visible one day. So that's how a lot of these decisions are. So anyways, I'm gonna get it in. Make sure to subscribe, make sure to like, tap in with me on Instagram. I'm going to be doing I'm creating my life coaching package as we speak. So you're going to want to tap in with me if you want to make some life changes in the area of health and fitness and wellness and just building better habits for yourself and habit building for your health and for your mental health and for your nervous system, to rewire your brain and your nervous system. So tap in. You're going to want to make sure to subscribe so you can catch when I announce that. And